But let's dive into the next one, man. What do you think of? Well, you gotta let me know what's going on here,
Bruh.
Jussie Smollett. Is it Smollett or Smollett?
Smollett. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be Smollett. Fuck this dude. Honestly,
You gotta educate me, dog, because I don't know.
I mean, like, I know you remember when it happened. It was probably, if not the biggest story, one of the top 3 biggest stories in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Jussie Smollett faked a MAGA hate crime
Right, I remember
on
that.
himself.
Yeah. To boost his career, you think? Or that's what people surmise anyway.
So, and this is what I wanted to get into, because like the trial's going on right now, and some of the stories of things that are being told, like, I'm like, I still don't get dude's end game. I really don't. So for those who don't know, he staged a MAGA hate crime on himself back in 2019, claiming that he was out and about, hungry at, I forgot what time in the morning, but he wanted to get Subway, and these 2 dudes hop of the car with MAGA hats, beat his ass and say "Go MAGA" or whatever, and said like "fuck you, you faggot Empire dude."
Yeah.
Because he was on Empire, and at the time Empire was like one of the biggest shows.
Wasn't like a rope involved or something?
Yeah, like they threw a noose at him.
Oh, okay.
At the time, Empire was like one of the biggest shows on network television.
Yeah.
So no matter what you think of it, I thought it was kind of corny. But anyway, it was like water cooler talk too. Like, hey, did you see Empire last night? It was that type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like his rationale in this courtroom, I just don't understand. Like the 2 dudes were actually 2 Nigerian brothers that he hired, gay dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they had a relationship beforehand. So Jussie, he promised them a career, or this would be good for your career.
Wow.
I don't know, but as that dude, like, why would that be good for my career? Like, I was trying to put my
wait. He told them it would be good for their career.
Yeah, he could help their career by them doing this.
You don't think that like he? I assume he thought. They thought their identities would remain hidden, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
but I still don't understand how that would help their career.
I think he's probably pitching to them, I can help your career if you do this.
Right, but like as a rational person,
mm-hmm.
Well, I guess they, like, obviously I'm not gay, and they had a relationship, so maybe that had something to do with the influence, and they're like, okay, like, do something for my career. But if you look at it like straight up in a vacuum, how would that help? What could that do for somebody's career? You know what I'm saying? Like, help me stage this shit, and you won't be caught. Like,
even from a Jussie standpoint.
From a Jussie standpoint, I understand, because he would be like the poster boy of a racial gay hate crime in this polarizing time in America, where we're going against Trump, we're going against some of these ideologies. I understand for him how it would behoove him in his career, but these 2 guys, what the hell would that do for them?
Well, I think that he's saying, if you help me, it's like a trade. Like, if you help me, I'm going to like get you in movies. That's the agreement.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's stupid.
I know, I know, but that's what I'm trying to like put myself in the head of these dudes, and I'm like, again, I wasn't in a relationship with Jussie Smollett. Maybe that was part of it that got them to do this thing. But so
people would go the distance if they think you're going to help them.
Yeah, clearly, we saw it with R. Kelly. Like, parents would be like, "Oh, okay, like, you're gonna help make my daughter a star."
Mm-hmm. Like,
right. And some of them didn't. Some of them knew, but the daughter was like, "Hey, he's gonna make me a star."
Yeah. So that would. Yeah, I mean,
but still,
really
in that scenario, I understand that. In this, help me stage this shit, and I can help your career. That
it's the same thing. I don't. What's the difference? You're doing something wild for your career.
No, the difference is, like, R. Kelly saying, like, I can put you in the studio. I have all these connections. Like, this is like legit. What would staging something like? How can I put that on my resume to help my career?
Oh, okay. So I'm thinking, like, if R. Kelly's saying, "Hey, if you hook up with me, I'll put you on."
Well, I think his thing at the beginning to convince the parents or even to convince the girl to hang out with him was like, hey, I can put you in the studio, like sing for me. Oh, you're super talented, blah, blah, blah. You should come on the road with me. With Jussie, oh, help me stage this shit. I can help your career. I don't understand how that would help. But
it's really just as simple as like, if you do this shit, that'll help me. I'll help you, and I'll get you casted and at certain things because I know people.
Nonetheless, they bought it.
Yeah.
So they helped him do this thing, and even before that, they allegedly or apparently this came up in court. The day before, they went through a rehearsal.
What?
So they rehearsed this thing.
Oh my god.
This is
sad,
how crazy
bro.
this dude Jussie is.
This is sad, man. It's just sad to listen to.
He rehearsed this shit. And then after it happened, like after they did it real time, apparently they took a bunch of drugs and fucked each other.
I mean, they're gay.
No,
you know?
I'm just saying, like, this dude is like, black people are used to being like disappointed and set back, but he brought in the LGBT on this too, the LGBTQ, and like, I remember at the time people were outraged, like,
Of
oh
course,
my god,
yeah.
I can't believe like MAGA people who do this, all this shit, and like now, if a gay black person is in some sort of predicament, they got Jussie in the back of their head now.
It's a good
like
point.
That's what he's done.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
It's disgusting, bro. Like, because like the people who really be going through shit now, they're gonna go through a whole different line of questioning because of Jussie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, we don't believe you.
This
or
man should
you
get
gotta
hit
prove
with.
it.
He should get hit with everything they got, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
Because,
agree.
Like,
I agree. I mean, if the shoe fits, no doubt. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, man. I don't know, like, what. I mean, look, man. The ego is an unreal thing. If you don't have your ego in check, if you're not able to step outside of yourself and say, yo, what is this about? Why do I need to go to these lengths and put these people in jeopardy, put the image of a lot of people in jeopardy to reach this status? Is this what I want to do? Like, is this where I want to go with my life? You know, like I there's a lot of things, man, that like, man, I could even, you know, I mean, it's a good segue into like the next topic of just like the pressure of like a celebrity, the things that they feel like they need to do. Like one time, man, I was listening to this interview of Vic Mensa, and he was talking about music and things like that, and they were like,
I like Vic Mensa.
Yeah, he's straight. You know, I mean, and they were talking about his what were they saying? They asked him kind of like what like why he did music, or like, you know, what music meant to him or something like that. And he was like, this is my life. Like this is my job. Like this is my career. Like I need this. I can't do anything else. Like he's like, look at these tattoos I got on my face. You know, like
right. I'm here.
I'm here. I'm arrived. I have to make this work. I this is what I'm doing. You know, and like I think that's a whole nother conversation of what actors, actresses, artists go through, in a sense of what career path is open to them if things don't really work out, and the pressure that it takes to really be that person to take your career to the next level. I'm not justifying it by any fucking stretch of the human, like not even a little bit. But think about the mindset you have to be, like how desperate of a person you have to be in a situation where you are going to put your own demographic, your entire demographic at risk, and to try to reach this new level.
See, I wanna push back on that a little bit.
For sure.
Like,
For sure.
Why was he desperate? This man was on the #1 show of network television.
What was his role? Was he like really a main character?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
he was?
so
I never seen it.
So in Empire, it's like a show about a musical family, and it's a divorced father who owns the record label, and then the mother, she went to jail. She like took the charge so that this dude could get popping as an artist. Anyway, fast forward, he owns a record label. They have 3 sons. One son he's the oldest, and he never got really any music talent, so he was like head of the business. Jussie was the middle kid. He was like the singer R&B dude, and then they had like a rapper kid. And
so he was in the main family of the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was an internal struggle about who was going to take over the empire, because their dad wanted to step away from the music business or whatever the case. So was it going to be the business dude, the R&B dude, the rapper, blah, blah, blah. But like, he was already in such a big role. Like, everybody was watching this shit, and he was like already being super progressive. Like, he was openly gay on the show. So it was like, he was already pushing these boundaries and things like that. So I'm like, when he did this, I'm like, why? Like you just said, like people do shit like out of in desperate situations. What was he desperate to do? That's why I said when we open this up, like I still don't know what his intent was.
He was
like,
already there. Like,
I don't know what he was trying to do with this. I can speculate that he wanted to be like a very important political figure, somebody who was publicly victimized by.
That's fucking bullshit, though.
But why would you want to be known for that? like if it happens to you, it happens to you. But like to stage it and want to be known for that,
and
that makes no sense to me.
To even want that to happen to you, bro. Like even like in real life. That shit is traumatizing, man. Like that shit's fucked up.
Like he made a mockery of shit that actually does happen.
Of other people's trauma, a major problem we're trying to fight. It's embarrassing, man. Like it's, it will ruin his career.
Oh, it already has.
Yeah.
It already has.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I just don't get the point of the whole thing for him. He was really like he was doing this shit on Empire. He could have got bigger roles after that, honestly. Like
probably
I really don't get it. Like he did this to himself.
God, man.
It makes no sense to me.
I was listening to Don Lemon talk about it. He's a black man on CNN.
Yeah.
You know, and he's so you know who he is?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he was the first person to come out and that I heard talk about the other side of what's going on. Like he was like like when it first dropped, like that it was fake.
Yeah.
I was listening to him talk about it, and he was like, I know Jussie. Like when I heard this, I had to step back. I had to say, hold on. Wait a minute. Because he even himself was like,
so it's a character thing.
Yeah, he was questioning like, what is this? What is this about, man? What is this really about? And you know, it's a mockery, man. It's really, really, it makes me mad, to be honest with you.
It pissed me off because I fell for it.
Yeah, so
because like if you think about 2019, like where we were at, and this is like before the George Floyd situations and everything like that. Election time was coming up again. It was getting pretty hot politically on both sides of the fence, and he knew that.
Yeah,
and he wanted to like
capitalize.
Yes,
on that.
Like, and he like you see it every day at that point in time. Even now, like on Facebook, people just barking at each other on different issues on either side. And when that came out, motherfuckers were upset. Like, oh, this shit really does. It goes down. This is in Chicago. All this stuff, and it's fake. Now we all look stupid.
Right. Yeah. Some people are
because we're trying to support our brother here.
Yeah, we're trying to support social injustice, and this mockery is being made of the entire movement. Completely, I mean, I don't want like I've never seen anything like that, but I've seen shit like that happen before. Like I've seen people lie about things that are like happening that aren't happening. They're just not happening, and they're doing it for attention, you know. And it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, man. Like,
Now,
is it worth it, bro? Like, is it worth doing that? Like,
now that I think about it, I don't know if there's a word for this, but there has to be some sort of fascination with being the victim, because that's what I think this is. Like, I think some people subscribe to all publicity is good publicity, and the fact that he's a gay black man, that's a very easy target he could hit as a victim. You know what I'm saying?
that's really fucked up, man.
So, and I think that's what he thought, and that's why I think he thought he could get away with it. He was like, bro, like, I'm the minority.
So you're saying so no one's gonna check him?
Yeah. So like,
they
gonna rock with this.
I'm gonna get away with this by default.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think really happened. Like, the more that I hear about the stories in the courtroom and shit, like, he had no fucking plan besides this is gonna be a stage. He had no fucking plan for if he were to get caught. Yeah. I don't even think he knew he could get in trouble for this, to be honest with you.
I don't know, man. You're right, though. I think there's like a dissection you have to like address that we should probably like. What is that? You know, what is that? Like, why? I don't know, man. He's gonna get a lot. I mean, his career's over, so his intent to boost the career is now out of the question.
I just wouldn't want to wear that. Like, if it happened to me, it happened to me. Like, and I would have to wear that by default, and I wouldn't want to. But he wanted to. That's psychotic to me.
It's infuriating, man. It's really infuriating. You don't. It's incredibly disrespectful to everybody that has went through that, and you know, I think that's part of the times that we're living in. There's a lot of people that just like are dehumanizing a lot of very important things that people go through.
Yeah.
And you know, I these are I don't know. I don't know the solution. I hope that people, because this, I think, you know, it's funny, we had a therapist on last weekend.
She should come back right now.
Yeah, honestly, because like the reality is, a lot of people need mental health help, you know, like that. If you are like that starving for attention,
and you're already the man,
and you already are there, like, you're doing better in your career than, you know, 99% of the people that want to be in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, man. It's not it doesn't make sense.
He was like on Ellen and
mentally.
Shit. Like, I don't were you trying to be, what's your name?
He was I didn't even know that. He was on Ellen?
Yeah, he was doing all the shit. Empire was really popular, bro.
I know the show
at the time.
But everybody
got a bunch of good looks on it. Like,
wow.
So I just don't get what.
My god!
I'm like, bro, you're on the upper trajectory. Like, holy, I don't understand. You're not going down.
Right. He was there. If you're on Ellen, you made it, dog. It's really that simple, man. If you made it on Ellen, bro, you were there. Oh man,
it's just bizarre. I mean, it's still one of the weirdest stories I've ever heard in my life, because I don't want to keep kicking a dead horse here.
No, but I mean, the other thing
I don't understand why you would want to wear that on purpose.
Well, what comes to my mind also is privilege, man. Is like, I mean, he's definitely in the minority. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there's different elements of privilege you can have in this life, and if you're at that level, like I've heard Stephen A. talk about it a few times, man. That a lot of successful minorities will get to a certain status in life and kind of forget what it was like when they weren't, you know? I mean, they're inevitably, they are separated from the struggle for a long time, and you can be put into a box. I mean, you know,
part of me thinks this is kind of evil, because like, even like the Dave Chappelle stuff, and how he definitely points out, hey, there's a difference. If I complain about black shit and you complain about LGBTQ shit, there's a difference on the response of what happens. I think Jussie knew that too. He was like, these people gonna ride for me, so like, I'm gonna be okay. Like, I just gotta figure some dumb shit out. Like, you know what I'm saying? He like, you were speaking of privilege. I think he knew, like, because the LGBTQ, they have privilege politically and socially.
Yeah.
Like that some other groups do not have.
Yeah.
And I think he knew that too. Which is why I'm like,
and just to be clear what Dave was talking about, he was talking about the reality is that because there are white people that want to do it,
right,
they get extra protection.
They get a pass in certain situations, or you can't approach
you can't
a conversation
joke about them,
or whatever the case may be. You have to be more open to their openness.
And when I mean joke about them, you can't put them in like even a comedy sketch, but you can make fun of everybody else. That's kind of what we talked about before.
Right. So I think he knew that. So they need to throw the.
So he recognized his own privilege and said, "You know what?
Yes.
Holding minorities back, man. That's really disappointing because, I mean, how many star gay black men are there? I can't even think of one right now.
I mean, I'm sure they're out there.
It's
just not my world, so
yeah,
I'm sure they're out there.
Lil Nas X, there you go.
Yeah,
but it's not a lot.